Hey yo, what's going on, y'all? I'm back. Gonna do some follow up now. Uh, gonna start by calling this lead from Jared. Jared and his girl have been working this lead. She wants to sell. Just a little background. Uh, this is all the information that they've already gathered. They're already in communication. I'm just gonna reach out on behalf of them. She's an investor renting the house. Tenant's been there for 15 years. She's out of state. So she wants to just liquidate her properties out in Houston. Tenants wanted to purchase at one point, but that fell through. House isn't too bad. Roof's good. HVAC's good. Electricity's good. I kind of want to dig a little deeper on that to see like the age of these type of things. Because the HVAC may be working, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it doesn't have to be replaced next year. Um, Slight remodel, rent ready, about 10,000. But she said if she were to fix it up herself, she would do a lot of things and put about 50K into it. And that's kind of what you want to hear, right? You want them to be like, yeah, I would put a lot of money into it to get top dollar. So kind of gonna try to have the conversation revolve around that. Um, Never flooded, no plumbing issues with the recent snowstorm. Um, oh, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to pull these pictures up on HAR. At one point, she had listed it for rent 5 years ago before these tenants moved in, I think. Um, no results found. Yeah, this one. A bunch of other investors are making offers, though. That's the issue here. So I'm going to try to create a little bit of urgency and try to figure out what it is that we need, where we need to be in order to get it locked up, as opposed to just continuing to let her shop it around. Because if that's the case, we'll never get it, right? Anybody's always going to be like willing to offer her another $500 just to secure the deal, right? Um, she didn't want to share what the offers were, and then we're taking a look at some comps here. Taking a look at these pictures. Oh, it's in decent shape. It's not beautiful by any means. It's not brand new, but I think she's right. Like if you just wanted to use this as a rental, you would just have to really turn it over and figure out what needs, carpet paint or just cosmetics in order to turn it over from the old tenants and fix any damage that's left behind. But other than that, it seems to be, good bones. As long as there's no foundation issues or anything like that. Let me close this window. I'm in here. Let's go. Did my girl give you her number? I pulled it up from that picture that she sent. It doesn't look bad from outside. My girl had actually added it while driving for dollars on accident. I actually told her to add the one next to it. Wow, very interesting. That's a trip. Um, my stuff's gonna start slowing down, so let me close out of some of these tabs. I have a lot going on. Um, I've been logged out of prop stream because I don't even use the thing anymore. Anyway, you can wait a little. These barbers talking too much. You can barely hear. Yeah, I'll try to stall a little bit. I'm still doing a little bit of digging, pulling her up on prop stream. Just trying to get a feel what's going on. Me and Jared are in disagreement about ARV, but he's likely more familiar with the market since he is in person. That's why I'd love to try to get a price pulled out of her before I start making any offers to just figure it out. To put it into perspective, the property here appraised tax appraisal last year at 218,000. Um, Nice little area though. Nice little area. All right, let me pull up this. Just want to see what it says, what kind of information that I can pull off PropStream, if any, anymore. PropStream is bunk, literally useless now. Estimated about PropStream is 298, which is reassuring. The Zestimate I think was like 245. Again, 2021 market value tax appraisal of 2021 is around 218, 219. That's what I'm seeing on HAR. And the current valuations are across the board. On HAR, it'll give you like four of the data like collectors, like Zillow, CoreLogic, Black Knight, appraisal districts. Appraisal districts value 219, Zillow 249, Black Knight 320, CoreLogic 383. So that doesn't really give me too much confidence. Um, I've assessed ARV at around 315 based on the sold data that I'm seeing on Redfin. Jared thinks that it can push up a lot higher than that though, so I'm just gonna try to feel her out. 298 again is estimated value on PropStream. She said she's an investor, but I only see two properties associated with her name. She may, have taken title to the other properties under an LLC or something, legal entity. Whatever. Gonna give her a call. Hopefully, you can hear me, Jared. I believe her name is Karen. Dealing with a Karen here, so I'm gonna put my patient hat on.
Hello?
Hi, this is Karen.
Yes?
Karen, how's it going? This is Derek. I believe you have been speaking with Raina, my partner, in regards to your property over on Ridgeview.
Yes.
Yeah. I just wanted to give you a call. I don't know if she had mentioned, but she was in the hospital for her kid's surgery, so didn't have a chance to reach out to you directly. So I wanted to reach out on her behalf. Did I catch you at a good time?
Okay. I'm driving back from Dallas. I was visiting my 90-year-old mother, making sure she was okay.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm just driving.
Okay. And is she okay?
Oh yeah, she's just being as hell.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
you know.
Yeah. Okay.
When she stops being mean, that's when I need to start worrying.
Yeah. Yeah, it raises a little bit of a red flag, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get you.
Are there any questions? She hasn't even seen the property.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not great bones. We had two foundation companies come out and look at it. There's no foundation problems.
Uh-huh.
It just needs it really needs updating.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm taking a look at the kind of the notes that she had passed along. And really, I didn't want to, ask every single question that she had already asked you, more so just kind of confirm the stuff that I have here. So it is tenant occupied, correct?
It's what?
Tenant occupied? You're renting it out?
No. We moved the tenants out.
Okay.
Because originally I was thinking, okay, I'm going to remodel this, blah blah blah. But I live in Navasota now.
Oh, okay.
And I'm doing development in Navasota, and I used to have 19 homes in Ridgecrest, but I've slowly been selling them off because I can actually make a better percentage on my money up in Navasota than I can in Houston.
Okay.
Plus, I don't live there anymore, and I don't live there, so I can't watch it, and so there's just a lot of factors.
Yeah, that makes sense. So it's currently sitting vacant?
So we
Okay.
have the water on, the electric on, the gas on. I've actually got four investors. Two of them have looked at it. Two of them have not. Um, Basically, I've got two investors that are it's a couple. They're out of town. They're supposed to be back, I think, today.
Mm.
So they were going to go over and look at it. So anyway, that's pretty much the whole thing. It's a 3-bedroom, 2 full bath, 2 living areas, 2 dining areas. Uh, it's just a house. I mean, it's got a new roof on it. The HVAC system is in good shape. I had it replaced not too long ago. So, like I said, it's just really cosmetic stuff.
That was actually going to be one of my questions. I have the notes, letting me know that the roof and the HVAC are in good condition. Do you recall the last time either of those were replaced?
Well, the roof was replaced, I want to say, like 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
It's fairly new.
Yeah.
The HVAC, my son is the property manager, and he can answer every single question about the property. I'm trying to think. It's got a 2-car garage door opener. The whole thing. So I've had a builder approach me, but of course he lowballed me, which I understand. But I don't have to sell it.
Right.
It's just I can't be there. And my son has recently sold his house in Houston and moved up to Navasota because I've got property there now. So it's just neither one of us are there to watch stuff.
That makes sense. How long have you really been thinking about selling or entertaining offers?
Well, I've been trying to sell about 2 of my properties a year. And originally, we thought the house had foundation problems because some of the tiles were popping up in the kitchen.
Right.
And that's why we had a foundation person come out. It ends up that whoever put one of my guys that put the tile down, he did not put enough. He didn't put some thin set under some of the tiles. Well, what's happened is that thin set has started to dry up. And when it started to dry up, that's when the tiles started popping up.
Right.
So we removed like 4 or 5 tiles in the kitchen. And I'm like, well, there's not a crack here. So we need to get a foundation company to come out and look at it.
Right.
Well, so we got those 2. We got the reports from them. And it was a bad tile job is what it was.
Lucky.
So if I would have known that, I probably should have pulled them up beforehand and checked it because, I probably would have kept it.
Right.
But it is dated. And you can look at pictures. You can call up 7926 Bridgeview online, and you can look at
Pulled up right now. I'm taking a look. So those are recent?
the tenants I had, they lived in a property I still own at 1941 Full Crest. And they lived there for, I want to say, 5 or 6 years. And then this property became available. The people moved out, and they asked if they could move over to that one. So I moved them over to that one. So I had remodeled, put, what's it called? The countertops in the kitchen. I can't remember. They're not granite. They're Formica.
Yeah.
And I had put new appliances in. The bathroom was pink tile, so I ripped all that out.
Okay.
And replaced it with, the stone tile in the bathroom, and I repainted everything, put new ceiling fans in, did the whole caboodle, and they moved in, and they were there for, I guess, a little over 5 years running.
Okay.
So the little updating I did was 5.5 years ago. So
Okay, okay. So these pictures are from when you listed it for rent.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. All right. And how long has it been vacant?
Oh, they just moved out right after Christmas, between Christmas and New Year's.
Okay.
So it's barely been vacant.
Right, right. Okay.
2 weeks.
Okay. All right. And just out of curiosity, I mean, it sounds like, you know what you're talking about. So, did you did you have any, I mean, I'm just going to go ahead and ask. I mean, did you ever consider just listing it on market yourself?
Well, I'm not a realtor. I used to have my realtor's license, but I broke too many rules, so I gave it up because I could do a lot more without my license.
Right, right.
And I do have a broker I use in Houston
Mhm.
that I do all my deals with, and then I've got a broker in Navasota.
Mm.
And my broker in Houston has decided that, if he needs to show it to somebody or whatever, I'm just paying him a flat
Right.
$500 fee because I've been using him for 20 years.
Right.
So we kind of have an understanding that he's going to get the listing, or he's gonna make some money out of it.
Right, right.
So, but I'm going to sell that one, and I am going to sell 1941 Full Crest this year, and that one has a tenant in it. She does not want to move. She's been there for, all my tenants stay a very long time. But
Yeah.
basically, I have 7 houses left,
Okay.
and I'd sell all of them, but my CPA said I can't.
There you go, breaking
I
the
can,
rules again, huh?
well, the thing is, he says because of tax purposes,
Yeah.
I'd be raked over the coals. So he's like, you really need to go down to just selling two a year.
Yeah.
And so that I'm trying to do what he tells me to do.
Mhm. Mhm.
So anyway, that's the whole story. We were getting 1950 for rent,
Okay.
the way it was, which I've been told that houses over there you can get over 2,000.
Mm. Mm.
And in fact, the day that the House moved out, my son and I were there, and a couple pulled up, and they're like, "Is this for rent?" And I said, "No, I'm selling it."
Yeah.
Oh, well, we're looking for a rental. I was thinking, I don't know if we have a foundation problem or not. At
Mhm.
that point, I had to call anybody, and the guy says, "Well, I could fix that. What are you asking for rent?" So I mean, I've never had a problem renting stuff out.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
that's crazy. The people are pulling up to the house asking to rent it. That's wild.
oh yeah, yeah.
Wow, very cool.
So plus, I know a bunch of people in there, and I've been in there for like 23 years
Mhm.
buying stuff. So I know a lot of the neighbors. I've got a good reputation as being a great landlord,
Mhm.
and so when people move in, they stay.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't have turnover.
Right. Yeah, yeah. No need if they're good tenants, and it sounds like you guys have good relationships with your tenants. So, yeah, by all means, stay
Yes,
put.
yeah,
Stay put. Well, I'll tell
yeah.
you what.
So they stay.
We're definitely interested in this property, and although you're only able to sell two a year, I want all the six others too. Just to put that out there, since you're wanting to sell. So
I've heard that too from other people, but I'm just like, I have a list of people now that are like, okay, we did, and I'm basically at 289. Um, so it's just kind of like whoever is the highest bidder, and
hmm
that's who I'm going to sell it to.
you said, I'm sorry, I missed that last part. You're asking 289.
Yeah,
Okay, okay. And just taking a look at the area, I kind of wanted to pick your brain about it a little bit as well. If you were to go into this place and kind of fully renovate, bring it all the way up to speed, the granite countertops, the all white kitchens, everything, right? Yeah, how much money do you think that you
yeah.
would spend on it before you relisted?
about. He runs the Century 21 office there on not Hugh Jones, just Westview.
Mm-hmm.
And so he knows that area real well. Like I said, he's been my broker for like 20 years. If you wanted to go in and just do light cosmetic work, I would say probably maybe 10,000. If
Mm-hmm.
you just move walls or anything,
Right.
just painted and just the general stuff. If you want, what I was going to do is I was going to take the wall down between the kitchen and the second living area, and I was going to open the whole thing up.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, when you're looking at that, because that seems to be, I don't know if you know Michael Hopkins. He's doing a lot of remodeling in there. He takes them and opens them completely up, but you have to put a beam up there, a support beam, and I was probably going to put 40 to 50 grand in it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
really, make it look good. Now, if I do that and put it on the market, then I'll be asking like 330.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, it just depends what I want to do, but really, my interest is up in Navasota right now. I'm trying to get some duplexes built and everything else, and I just don't have time to run back and forth.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. And that's kind of, how I'd be looking at it too, to be quite honest. That's what we prefer to do, is as long as the return is there, right? If
Right,
we can,
right,
if we, it doesn't really matter how much money it's going to take to spend on the rehab, as long as the return is there. So, that's definitely something that we would
right.
probably be looking to do, is to dump more money into it so that we can get more on the back end. So that's kind of, I agree with you. That's how I'm approaching it and kind of taking a peek at it. Um, and I think I agree with you as well. If you were to go in there and do all of that, I think the 330 around that mark would be appropriate. I'm taking a look while we're on the phone here. I'm taking a look at two properties that actually sold on Ridgeview um, recently. Similar homes, 2-car garage, similar square footage, 3 2s,
Right.
and those sold for around that as well. The one at 7941, I believe, is 7941 Ridgeview. That one I think sold for around 330. That one has a pool. Yours doesn't have a pool, correct?
No,
Okay.
no, I
Okay.
didn't want the liability since it was a rental.
Oh yeah, I hear you. I hear you. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it. If we were to come to an agreement, how quickly are you looking to sell?
Well, I'm basically giving everybody a deadline of next Friday.
Mm-hmm.
I had a man and wife. They had bought another property from me, but they have
Mm.
been out of town, and I think they're supposed to be getting back today or tomorrow. And I had talked to them, and they had said, "Please wait till we can get back and at least take a look at it." So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I said, "Okay, I got to put a deadline on this because I don't have time to be,
Right.
wasting my time either. I'm going to keep it and fix it up, and just keep it because that whole area it's being known as the next Heights. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
the land value is just going to keep going up,
Right.
and I know that. And especially where it's situated, they're going to be putting light rail in. It's not too far from there.
Mm.
I mean, it's just you're 5 minutes from Hempstead, 5 minutes from 610, 5 minutes from I-10. You're just right in the dead center
Right. Right.
of everything.
Right.
And like I said, I've been studying that market. I studied the market for 8 months before I bought my first house in there. I won't even tell you how much I paid for it because it'll make you sick. But I wasn't paying anything for houses in there, and I was doing the going in and rehabbing them myself with one other guy. But that's when I was a lot younger,
Mm.
so I'm just not doing that anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear you. Well, let me tell you again, we're very interested. I don't know if Raina had mentioned, but we can come in cash. I don't know,
Okay.
I guess another question that I have is, I guess, what's important to you, right? I mean, are you looking for a quick close? Are you looking for, you know, speed and convenience, or are you just simply looking for the highest and best offer?
I'm really looking for the highest and best offer. Uh, and like I said, I would definitely want you to see the inside
Hmm.
and be comfortable with it. All those houses over there, I will tell you, were built like tanks.
Yeah, yeah.
During Hurricane Harvey,
Right.
I did not have one thing happen to any of the houses. I had trees down, but I had nothing happen to any of the houses,
Well,
which
yeah,
just shocked me.
yeah.
And then during the flooding times, nothing, the water didn't get up above the curb. So
Wow.
that area, and I'll tell you another good thing about that area that I really, really like is it's in the deed restrictions that you cannot split lots.
Oh, okay.
And that means that you don't have these people coming in building these three-story
Right.
townhouses on these half lots. And people like that. They want a yard. They want, so that's in the deed restrictions.
Okay. Okay.
And I think that's what makes that subdivision, Ridgecrest and Glenview, so special is they've got strict deed restrictions.
Yeah, because that's kind of what's going on right now in the Heights, huh? Is all the townhomes going up right next to the single families, and
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Okay.
And my best friend lives in there and she hates that.
In the
She
Heights.
hates it. Yeah, she lives in
Yeah.
22nd in Arlington.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And she's so mad about those little skinny townhomes going up.
Yeah.
So I just Ridgecrest is a very unique neighborhood. It's definitely in transition right now. I know Jake, I can't pronounce his last name, that owns Contessa Homes, and he's all over me about he just wants to buy me out. And I'm
Hmm.
like, but Jake, and I've sold him a couple of houses that weren't worth fixing. They were foundation project, and he tears them down. But
Hmm.
this is not a tear down. This is definitely got enough good with it that it needs some cosmetic. If I do it, if somebody else does it, I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
But
we'd love to do it. Just so you know.
okay, well,
And I
if
was
you
gonna.
want to see it,
Yeah, I was gonna mention that when you first brought that up in the conversation. We're very confident in our numbers. I think that you've done a great job of kind of explaining to me the current condition that it sits in. So if we were to enter into an agreement, we would ask for an inspection period regardless. So, as
oh yeah,
and that would really at that point, like I said, we're very confident in our numbers. At that point, it would just be to kind of cross the T's, dot the I's, get in there, check out that foundation, make sure that there's nothing going
right,
on, termites, anything like that, anything unforeseen that might pop up.
right.
That's just kind of,
I understand.
the position that
Yeah,
we would be taking. So
yeah,
we're very comfortable and confident in, coming to an agreement before we check it out. Again, primarily because you've done such a great job of providing us with the details. So, you know, again, we can come in cash. I don't know if Raina had mentioned, but we could cover the closing costs as well, and really do the speed, the convenience, if that's again something that you're interested in. The only thing that we wouldn't be able to cover is like
yeah.
any outstanding mortgage balances, unpaid taxes, liens, or
I don't. No, I own all my houses. Don't have any mortgages on them. I've paid everything off.
okay, okay. So that one's owned free and clear there, so nothing to worry about. Okay, all right. Well, yeah. I mean, just taking a look at the area. I'll be honest with you. I think 289 is going to be out of our price point only because, like I mentioned, we would be wanting to go in there and kind of give it the works. So if we're kind of looking at a 50-ish rehab budget, 289 wouldn't make much sense only because, I'll be honest about this as well. And I'm sure you already kind of know, but we would have to factor in a little bit of profit for ourselves as well.
Right, right.
Right. So, I
Well,
mean,
that's like I said. That's my starting point. So I'm just going to accept all offers and then take a look at them.
okay. Well, I mean, I can kind of tell you where we think we would be with this one. Just again, considering the 50,000 rehab and thinking, I'm taking a look at it. I'm thinking just based off of the sold data, because I agree with you, right, with the potential that the area has, the subdivision. Um, but just as an investor, as it's one thing to go off of the historical data, the sold data in the area, but another to kind of speculate and hope that it's going to go up. So we try our very best not to do that. But in the nature of the market right now, it's kind of appropriate to factor in at least a little bit of appreciation, right? So,
Right.
considering all that, and just as a reminder, we would be able to come in cash, close as conveniently as possible for you, whether that be quick or not. And then we can cover those closing costs as well. You know, we would be looking somewhere in the area of around 175 to 190 cash.
175.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got offers higher than that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And you're saying 175, and I'm asking 289.
Yeah, yeah. Again, just considering the fact that
Yeah, there's no way. I mean, the builder that I'm in touch with, he offered me a hell of a lot more than that.
hmm, do you mind me asking
So
what the
no,
offer would
I'm
be, just
not.
so that I know where I would have to be in order to compete?
Well, let's put it this way: the builder that was going to tear it down offered me 230 cash,
Okay, so he's
and
looking
he
at,
says, "But I know you can get more for it than that." And I said, "Yeah, you're right, I can."
and he's looking to, you
And
said,
I've
tear
already
down and
got,
redevelop.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
He's with Contessa Homes. He'd tear it down and build a new home, but I've already got another offer in that's higher than 230.
okay.
So yeah, I can't do it.
Important to you, and if it's just a matter of trying to get the highest and best offer, then I agree with you, right? It's gonna give it some time, let the offers come in. We're not the best fit for everybody, but just looking at it again, I think that if we were to dump that 50,000 into it, then we would be looking to sell, like you said, for around 330. So even at that, the 289 ask is just a little out of our range there. Um, but I mean,
Okay.
we definitely want to keep the conversation open. I can kind of round back with Raina, rerun the numbers, and take a look to see if we can kind of compete with those 230 offers. This is just me kind of briefly taking a look at the area, looking at those properties that sold on Ridgeview recently, and that's kind of where I'm
Yeah.
coming from and with that offer there. But I'll definitely tell Raina kind of where we would need to be, and then if it seems like if we rerun the numbers, if we can kind of compete with that, I'll be sure to have her give you a call if that's all right.
Okay. Yeah, but remember, I've got an offer higher than 230 too.
Okay, okay. D- Do you
So
mind? Do you mind disclosing what that offer would be, just so that we don't end up waste? I don't want to waste your
no,
time.
I'm yeah, I'm not going to tell you what the offer is, but it's definitely higher than the 230 offer.
Okay, okay. And they're coming in with cash and doing all the.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
oh yeah.
okay.
All four of the investors I have it out to are all cash buyers. So
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I will be sure to pass along the information. And then, yeah, I'm
okay,
assuming that she'll reach out regardless, just to kind of revisit the conversation, since I was only really, reaching out on her behalf while she was in the hospital. So I'm imagining she's going to reach out regardless. And I'll kind of pass along this information.
okay,
Like I said, let,
okay,
let her know where we would need to be.
okay. That sounds good.
All right.
And if you have any more questions or y'all want to see it, just let me know. And I'm only an hour from Houston. I can run in.
Perfect. I appreciate you taking the call, Karen. And again, we want to keep the conversation open about this house, not only, but also the other ones that you're looking to sell in, the years to come.
Well, yeah, and if y'all wanted to, the ladies lease it up till May, but if you wanted to buy it with her in it, I don't even know how much she pays. My son will know how much she pays. But I mean, that's an option too,
Yeah.
because that house is, she's happy. She doesn't want to move. She's been there for, I want to say 3 or 4 years now, and she does not want to move anywhere.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
That
that's
that
definitely
could be an
something.
option
Yeah,
too.
that's definitely something we would entertain if as long as it made sense. That's definitely something that we would consider.
Right, right. Okay. Okay. Well, good talking to you, and just check back with Raina, and you kind of know where I am then.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate the time, Karen, and I hope you have a good day and drive safe. Okay.
Okay. You too.
All
Okay.
right.
Thank you.
Bye
Bye.
now. Yeah, bro. I don't think that's a deal. Let me. I wasn't reading anything that you guys brought up. Doesn't look bad from outside my girl. I actually added it. Anyway, you can wait a little. Said like 20 to 30 properties. I knew there was some disconnect there, buddy. Stop, bro. Stop. Come on, dog, man. Um, she said she had like 20, 30. Yeah, I knew there was some disconnect there. I felt like she was. It was. I pulled it up on Prop Stream. She said that it says two properties listed. We don't need to see it's vacant exactly. She said they were going to be back in town last time, and that was almost a week ago. A really good upcoming area. Told you, bro, the area's hot. She paid 90K for it. And so Ohio homeowners are brutal. Geez, they're straight up to your face. Here is made with brick, and she's right. Other houses there are looking crappy, skinny townhomes. She told you she would say the offer 260 would. I mean, I don't feel comfortable making that offer based on the numbers. That's why I wanted to keep the conversation open. You said that 175 so confident. LMAO, see the bro. Told you she would spit out the offer she had. Yeah, that's the main thing. We needed to see all the other people's numbers. That 175 you said got her like, what the fuck? Yeah, exactly. So she said that she has one offer for 230. She had a developer approach her and offer her 230 cash for the development of it, meaning that he would spend another probably 20,000 to get the lot build ready to demo it and get it build ready. So he's essentially offering like two. I don't know. I didn't check new construction in the area to know if that would make sense. Maybe that's the play. Maybe it's the new construction play. Let me just quickly. I already have it pulled up on um, Prop Stream, or I'm sorry, Redfin. Let me just see. Change this year built to minimum 2019 to see. No, there's nothing being built in this area on this size lot. Oh wait, sorry. Get rid of this square footage. So there's some. Oh shit. All right, I'm standing corrected. There are homes, new construction going for about 890, 850. These are list price. 850, 815. This is the only one that isn't a like computer generated image. These are, oh no, these are good. Yeah. Um so if you can get a house on there for 800K, you'd be able to find a cash buyer maybe somewhere around 160 at most, maybe like very, very, very high end, talking very high end, 240. That's what you could do. And that's so optimistic. And I've never assigned a land deal or to a developer or anything like that. I've heard through the grapevine that if it is in an area like this, a hot area, that they may pay upwards of 30 cents on the dollar. Um, you know, compared to the price, the sold price of the new construction in the area. So again, these ones are selling for about 800, maybe upwards of this one sold for 890. I'm not sure if it's sold. It's just that's what it was listed at. So optimistically, if somebody could build something like this on this size lot, maybe they'd buy it around 260. But then again, you got to factor in cost of demo and getting the lot build ready. So they would probably only be paying around 250. She said she got an offer for 230 cash from a developer. That makes sense. Um, that's more. I mean, I just brought it full circle right there. That's more or less where I would want to be under 230 in order to assign it to a developer, because 230 compared to these $800,000 homes is what? What is that? about 29%. Again, I think that's on the high end. Homes that are homes that are new builds selling for like 900K on her size lot would be better to flip it. Yeah, it seems like a house to flip. It doesn't seem like a house to tear down, like she's saying. So, um, but that's the problem, is that a lot of the homes in the area aren't going for 900,000. They're going for like 300. I think. I mean, and I mean, you heard that, Jared. So I mean, we have a really good idea of where her head's at. I tried to like, sorry, my computer's going crazy. Navasota is where she lives too. I pulled that up to just figure out where the hell that was. But the problem is that she still is unrealistic. She's asking 289, and I wanted to see like it's very clear that that number is just a number. She's getting offers for 230. She said she got an offer for much more than 230. I don't know what that much more is. I bet it's probably like 235. She just said it that way as a negotiation tactic. But the problem is, she knows. I mean, she's explaining this to me, and I tried to like regurgitate the information back to her where it wasn't insulting. But she told me that if she were to put $50,000 worth of work into it, that she would sell it for 330, and she's asking 290. So by her logic, she's already asking $10,000 more for us to probably still lose money. I was going to say break even, but with all the other associated costs, we'd still probably be losing money. If I were the buyer and I were to buy it at her asking price, I would be probably looking at losing around $20,000 to $30,000. Right. So now I got to be about 20 to 30 under her asking at 290, which is, you know, 250 or 260. Right now, I got to factor in that $50,000 that she's talking about in repairs. That's going to be able to fetch that 330 on the market. So off of 260, we're looking at 210, and that's our break even point, right? That's our break even based on her logic. Her logic is 330. 330, let's say we pay 8% in commissions, fees, closing costs, all that good stuff. We're looking at walking with around 303, 304. Let's round it up and call it 305 just to give her the benefit of the doubt. So even if we were to sell it on the back end, we're going to list it at 330, but we're going to walk with 305 after everything's said and done. Now, we take into consideration the $50,000 rehab that she's talking about. Now we're looking at 255. Why was I so much lower than this when I was just doing that math? Well, 255. Now we carve out profit, right? So I was carving out around $50,000 in profit for both us as a wholesaler, and then also considering the end buyer, the flipper. So on the low end, I think that this flipper is going to want minimum 30, to be quite honest. Let's just say, again, very optimistically, let's say we find somebody who's willing to take like 25 profit minus 25. Now we're at 230, and then which is where she got that offer. Which again, this is it. I love when I do the math and it just matches up perfectly with what she's saying. So this 230 offer that she got is in all likelihood probably a flipper and not a wholesaler, because they don't then have to carve out another 20,000 for us to JV the deal and us to each take down 10, in order to offer 210. So I thrown out, what did I throw out? 175 to 190, with, leaving myself room to work upwards of like 210, I think is where my head was at when I was throwing that number out. So even if we wanted to take like a 10K assignment to split, we would only be around 220, 230. We could maybe match that offer and hope that we'd be able to push the value to a cash buyer. But then you start getting in the realm of optimism. I don't know. I don't even think that 50,000, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think 50,000 is required. I think she would have done everything. And that's why I was using that 50,000, because I think that's the high end. but she's talking about having a new roof, no foundation issues, AC may be recent. So if that's the case, I would probably only imagine like a 30K rehab. Um, to be quite honest, I don't think that she would be able to fetch 330 right now. Um, the only one that was listed up there was 330, and it was a more square footage, and it had a pool. I'm thinking like 310, 315. Let's call it 350. Let's call it 330. Just again, pure optimism. Um, 330. Let's say we find a buyer who wants to take 25. We want to take 10, and we can get away with a 30K rehab. We'd be looking at like 240 max, 235, 240 max. So I think I've kind of positioned it nicely for you, Jared and Raina. So feel free to give her a call. I think I gathered some more information for you guys, hopefully. Yeah, I mean, we pretty much know where we need to be now. 230 to compete. Um, to win, probably around 240. But that's pretty optimistic, I think. Just to be quite frank, pretty optimistic. Let me you know what I mean? Because you just don't want to get in the habit of doing that. Like painting a a better picture for yourself. Like, yeah, we're gonna find a buyer who's gonna pay over what it's and do the rehab for much less than what she's saying, and we'll take a really small assignment fee. Like, you just don't want to get in the habit of doing that, because then that's what I did. I'm speaking from personal experience. That's what I did for my first three contracts, and that's the exact reason why all three of those contracts fell through, because I was convincing myself that things would work out perfectly, and I ended up tricking myself into thinking that I was going to be able to assign it at a much higher rate than I thought, and then they ended up falling through. So you're saying it's over, it looks doable. Couple questions: do you know the condition of the foundation? What about the age of the roof? This is on my other one, the one on Austin. I'm taking a look at. Other areas I wouldn't say. Yeah, see, that's the thing too. Okay, so this area seems to be area like the Heights, like she's talking about, new homes being built. So like like she's saying, the value in the lot is gonna go up, but the value in the lot, in my opinion, the way that I'm seeing it, isn't going to increase in value so much that it's going to you know, push the value significantly for the package of the house on the lot. The lot is going to be pushed up in value, but not necessarily the structure on top of it. The lot is going to be pushed in value because there's new development in the area. So people are going to be willing to pay more for the house for the lot, not for the house in order to fix it up. And that's what's going on out in the Heights. Is now it's at the point. The Heights is like what I foresee this area becoming in a little bit, and I've spoken about this on the channel because I'm driving for dollars in the Heights currently, so I'm very familiar with it. The single families, it would make more sense to offer them offer based on lot value, because the homes themselves are probably in as is condition, some of them worth under 200, whereas the lot value is like 250. So you would just be buying it to tear it down. And this right here, it's kind of difficult because it's in like a little in between phase where it's like the values haven't pushed yet. So you are kind of speculating still, but there's enough development in the area to kind of move with confidence to know, yeah, at one point it will be worth a lot more. We'll take more than half of the neighborhood with those 900,000 houses. Yeah, exactly. Wanted to pull up the guy who I talked to earlier. Just had a few more questions. Condition on foundation, roof, AC, plumbing, and electrical. Just wanted to send this stuff over, but Damn, did I not write this stuff down? Roof is 8 years old. Dang, I didn't write this stuff down. Maybe I. No foundation issues, pier and beam. I don't have anything on the AC. I want to check the pictures to see if I can snipe any window AC units, which I see. For the seller, roof is 8 years old in good condition. No issues with foundation or beam. And I cannot confirm whether or not there is central AC, but the fact that I can't find it in my notes and the pictures show some window units, I would imagine that there is no central AC. HVAC, plumbing and electrical all in good shape. I don't know if we got into that. Um, yeah, I hear you, buddy. No confirmation on plumbing, electrical either, but kind of same thing. I would operate under the assumption that all is well. All is good there, but I can definitely confirm. What you're saying makes sense, though. Yeah, it's just, I mean, it's just difficult. It's difficult. Clearly, there are investors that see it with the potential. I know. I've tried to take him out like 5 times. He runs into bed every time I put the leash out. But now that he's outside, I'm gonna take him. Yeah, it's just difficult. It's just difficult because it's not quite there yet. Um, like you're saying, it's gonna take a lot more development in the area for people to enter into these deals with confidence. You know, there's enough. I think there's enough, but it's a new construct. I think this is a new construction play. If she wants that much money, she shouldn't care about whether or not it's going to be rehabbed or if it's going to be torn down. Because if it's going to be rehabbed, again, I'm looking at maximum. Maximum 245. Max. I'm talking max. That's like so stretched thin. Um, and then yeah, for a development, I think you're looking at around 230. So it's like pretty similar, you know what I mean? But yeah, good luck with that one. Let me know. Let me know if there's anything else I could do. I think that that's a pretty good starting point if she's willing to work. Um, I would just, if you do plan on coming up on your offer, just come up with some type of a story. Like, I think Derek Reed, and just blame me. You know what I mean? Defer to me and say like, hey, I think he was a little mistaken in his numbers. I do think that we'd be able to compete. Uh, but just all things said and yada yada yada, whatever. You know the drill. Good luck with that one. Let me know if there's anything else I can do. Um, I've been trying to take my dog out around the block to go to the bathroom all morning, and he every time I pull his leash out, runs under the bed. But now he's finally out, so I am gonna run him around the block real quick so he can do his business. I'll be back in like 15 minutes, and then I'm gonna recall some of my leads here. So see you then.